Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the FNP 45. Here we go. Made by FN. A really nice big chunk of a firearm chambered in 45 ACP, one of my favorite cartridges. Now the FNP is the predecessor to the FNX, which is very popular today. Of course, the FNX Tactical is one that I see people slobber over quite a bit. And of course, the tactical model is going to have, some higher sights to compensate for a suppressor, a threaded barrel, and a few other little minor differences between the FNP and FNX in total. But like I said, we've got the FNP. This is the flat dark earth frame. I'm not a huge fan of this color. It kind of looks like mushed peas mixed with some dirt. So, I got it because it came up and I really wanted to try one of these out. Like I said, a huge fan of the ACP, the 45 ACP. And the cool thing about this is that you can shoot upwards of 15 rounds in a relatively flush magazine there. Sticks out just a little bit. Now these are 14 round magazines. The 15 round magazines have a slightly different floor plate to them. But still 14 rounds of 45 ACP is very impressive. And these magazines are made really well. They have a nice finish. That metal there just slides in and out. This is a firearm that was really made extremely well. Albeit a bit chunky. Now, obviously 1911 is really nice and slim, but you only get like 7 rounds. 7-8 rounds. And in this, you're getting so much more. Now, I say chunky, but the grip of this particular firearm is very nice. It doesn't overwhelm your hand. It does have an interchangeable back strap. This makes it just a little bit fatter. I have the flat one on there. That's what I prefer. But the grip is actually extremely nice. It doesn't protrude out. And I have smaller hands, and it feels really nice. Pretty aggressive grip texturing. I will say after prolonged shooting, this grip texturing does kind of get on my nerves a little bit. It's all raised right here, where your finger is curling over. I think it's a little too aggressive, to be honest. It's not going to poke you or anything real hard, but it is a little bit too aggressive in my opinion. I could use a little bit lower profile of that. But it's nice to have good texturing, especially when you're dealing with a larger grip. One thing that I do not like about this firearm, I'll go ahead and get it out of the way. So the mag release is ambidextrous here. We have it on either side. Well, it has this little, almost like a channel here to accommodate this so you're not accidentally hitting the mag with your finger. My problem is when I go, it might be hard to show you, but when I go to put my finger down, it's right on this peak. And so when I go to get on trigger, that thing is basically right here in my finger the entire time. Now, it's not going to cause you to bleed. It doesn't hurt, but it is annoying. And I found that over the course of a couple magazines, a couple hundred rounds maybe, that would get annoying to me as well. So there are a couple of design issues here that I wish were a little different for my hand. For yours, it might be slightly different. But that was just an observation I made. But like I said, it does have the ambidextrous mag release. Has an ambidextrous safety decocker. So if we pull down, it decocks. And if we bring it up, it will remove your ability to fire this, and it will not disengage the slide, however. So yeah, the decocker is something that some people like. I actually do kind of like a decocker, and this one's pretty good. It's a pretty smooth decocker. Let's talk about the trigger, seeing as we were kind of going on the hammer. This is a hammer-fired weapon, obviously. I've just decocked my hammer, and now I go for double action. The double action pull is significant. It's a little too long in my book. It kind of stacks a little bit too, I think. Yeah, it's just a little bit too heavy from double action. I get why double action, that double action pull is going to be heavier, because obviously you don't want to engage that trigger accidentally, but I think it's a little bit too much. The single action trigger, though, is really a breeze. It's a great trigger, and you can really pump some rounds down range really quick with this. And obviously backed up with that 14-15 round magazines, you can get going pretty darn good. So sights, we do have some pretty nice sights. These are three dot sights, slightly elevated. Good sight picture, very good sight picture. And I will say that although I don't say that the accuracy is all based on the firearm, this is inherently very accurate. This shoots like a laser beam for me. When I get on this thing, it really does shoot like a laser. And I gotta say, I was really happy with the groupings that I was getting. It just shoots very well. It's fun to shoot. Aside from my little gripes in the design, it is super fun to shoot. The recoil is pretty minimal. This isn't something that's going to jump out of your hand. It's got a lot of weight. It's got a lot of heft. It's a chunky gun. So all of that compensates for the fact that you're shooting a pretty nice sized cartridge. I was mentioning ambidextrous stuff. Let's get back on that. It does have the ambidextrous slide stop. However, it does not have an ambidextrous takedown lever. And of course, to take one of these down, we're not going to go super in depth, but lock back, pull that lever down, disengage your slide, and away you go. We've seen this a million times with 1,000 other striker firearms, so I'm not going to break down. I'm sure there's a million people on YouTube that can do that for you, but that's just the basic breakdown. And it does have rails here, a sizable rail, and then a smaller rail to the end of the frame. Does not employ a longer rail system in this one. Just thought I'd point that out, because I know some people like the full rail system, similar to maybe like a CZ or something of that nature. But anyway, very well put together little firearm. Very fun to shoot. Recoil is not that bad. Has a lot of capacity to it. The decocker safety is nice. Like I said, you can use it decocked, and you don't have to put it on safety. You can put it on safety if you want. You don't have to. You can leave the hammer fully cocked and put it on safety for that single action pull. So we're on safe. Take it off safe, straight into the single action, or you can decock it. And okay, so we don't have to put it on safety. It's got a long enough trigger to where I wouldn't worry about it. Or of course, decock and then super safe. Now I'm on safety. Pull that down for a double action trigger pull. So it's got a lot of different conditions you can carry it in, which I find very neat. And I think a lot of people will find that attractive as well. I didn't mention it does have a front rail, which is kind of nice if you want to add a flashlight, although I'm sure some of you are sick of hearing me say it, but I don't really deal with a lot of that stuff. And I also didn't mention the sights are adjustable for windage if you feel the need to do that. But like I said, this thing was so on, taking it out to the range, and I was very happy with it. Just shooting 230 grain. I think it might have been like SIG brand ammo I had out there at the range last time, but it does fire very well. Now, a standard F&P package, the old package, came with 2 magazines in this giant case. Very hard, very nice case. but it's a giant case. The new F&X models come with 3 magazines and 15 rounds instead of 14. So this is what they had before. Obviously, I think they've made some improvements. But I wanted to bring this out. I was very happy to get it. It's a heck of a fun time. And if you come across an F&P or an F&X, I guarantee that you're also going to have a good time with it as well. Because it is a heck of a lot of fun. Heck of a lot of fun. So that was the F&P 45. Just wanted to show that off to you a little bit, talk to you a little bit about it. I was really happy when I got it, so that's that. But anyway, guys, just thank you for continuing to watch the videos. Hope that you continue to search out all the videos and watch, some MREs, some firearms. Have a couple screens going, just pumping firearms and MREs. Just go crazy. It's fun. It's a lot funner that way. But anyway, thank you for everybody watching, the subscribers. I appreciate everyone who subscribes. Just continue hitting the like button, subscribe, comment. I try and answer comments as we go. But anyway, yeah, guys, I appreciate you stopping by once again, and hope you have a good rest of your night. Bye-bye.